First responders have major impacts on everyone, whether it's a police officer, firefighter, or EMT. They help people through problems big or small. Someone who has impacted my life is my dad, who grew up here on Cape Cod and is currently a lieutenant firefighter paramedic for the Harwich Fire Department. He has not only impacted my life, but many other people's as well. Hi everyone, my name is Morgan Willis, and today I'm here with my dad, Brad Willis, and we're going to be talking about what it's like to be a firefighter. So, when did you know that you wanted to be a firefighter? Don't answer.
So I didn't really think about being a firefighter until I was probably in my mid-20s. When I was young, I wanted to be a fisherman like my dad, because that's what he did and that's how I grew up. So that was really all I ever thought about doing. But when I was in college in Worcester in the year 2000, there were 6 firefighters who died in a massive warehouse fire. And that was really the first time that I ever thought about being a first responder or a firefighter, because it had such an impact on the community. After that, it wasn't until after I got married and I started thinking about my long-term career that I went and got my license to be an EMT, and then through meeting people at the company that I worked at, shortly after, I decided to pursue a career in the fire service.
What is your favorite thing about your job?
I would say my favorite thing about my job is all the different people that I get to deal with. From the people that I work with on my shift, who we all become very close because we work together for 24 hours at a time, to also being out into the community and meeting and being able to help all different sorts of people that are in the town or in the surrounding towns. Along with that, I would also say just the variety of the amount of different types of calls that we go on really makes things more interesting. So I would say those 2 things are my favorite part of my job.
How has being a firefighter affected you as a person?
So being a firefighter has affected me as a person, I would say, just in dealing with all the different types of people in the community, you really get a sense of how a whole different spectrum of people live across the board, whether that's people who are struggling with money and they need assistance through the family pantry, or whether it's the elderly folks who maybe don't have any family around and just need you to come by and help them with their smoke detector batteries. But really, it does instill in you a lot of compassion for people who are having a hard time, because that's generally when we get called, is when people are having a really bad day. So it does give you a sense of pride that you're able to help people in those moments. And it also gives you a lot of appreciation for the things that myself in particular have in my own life.
What is the most difficult part about your job?
I would say the most difficult part of my job is a couple of things. One is, as much as I said in an earlier question about the people, dealing with all sorts of different types of people and their problems can be very challenging. So I would say that is one part of it. But then the other part I would say is just the massive amounts of different types of emergencies that could possibly pop up, and just having the knowledge and the confidence to be able to deal with those types of situations. Not doing this job for all that long. I've been doing it for almost 15 years, which seems like a long time, but compared to other people, it's not. There's some experience that sometimes I haven't gained yet, and that tends to give you some problems sometimes when you're dealing with certain situations. But the great part about this job is there's always somebody that has a little bit more experience than you that can help you in those times. So definitely a challenge meeting all those different types of needs that people call 911 for, and then also dealing with problems that people present, whether it's the people that we work with or the people that we go out into the town to help, however that may be.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to be a firefighter or a first responder?
The best advice I would give to somebody who wants to do this job is just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Be a compassionate person, be willing to help people in their times of need, because that's really what we need, are people who want to help in those types of situations, but also be ready for the physical and the mental challenges that come along with the job. I would encourage anybody to just come down to the firehouse and talk to the chief or the captain, lieutenant, or any of the firefighters that are on duty that day, and they can give you some good background on what the job is like and what you could look forward to in becoming a firefighter.
So in this video, my dad inspires me every day. He's a very hardworking person, which motivates me to be a better person and try hard in everything I do. Thanks for watching.